you. Yo, what's good? What's good? Hey, what's good, Peter? What's good, Logan? Thanks for pulling up, guys. I really appreciate it. Get right to it. So let's see. I'm gonna be recording this, obviously, like for people that are in the live stream. If you guys have any questions or whatever, just make sure, just obviously fix the mic up here. So obviously ask me, but I'm gonna be going over, general market stuff with the idea that people are going to be watching it in the future as well. These recordings are just going to be sitting on my YouTube channel for forever. I'm going to do my best to do these every Sunday at 8 o'clock going forward and just go over like a market outlook. Today, I'm going to be going over a few different trades. It's been really hectic last couple days for me. I was in Montreal yesterday, and today I was at work and I had to train. So I haven't really been able to do my normal Sunday market outlook call. So today I'm going to be just doing that live, doing all the research, doing all the due diligence that you need to do when you're a trader, and you gotta, it's good to redo your weekly bias every week, or it's good, just good to, let me rephrase that. It's good to do your bias every week to redo things, see what's new. Like more so looking on the higher time frame is what I'm saying. So yeah, we're gonna get right into it. Like I said, I haven't done my normal Sunday studying, so I'm gonna be doing it live with you guys here. I'm just clearing off my notebook. I'm gonna be writing down some notes as well because, like I said, I haven't even done it myself yet. I'll use Notion just so you guys can see what I'm doing exactly. Here, my mic is in the way of my keyboard. That should be good. Yeah, so hopefully this live stream will be bearable to watch because this is my first time doing it. It's going to be a little bit rough, but we'll figure things out. No problem. Just get Notion fired up here so we can take some notes. Everything's a little bit slower on my computer when I'm live. Okay. Here we go. Monthly market outlook. All right. Simple. Yeah, how can I get this out of the way? There we go. All right. So what I normally like to do is when I am studying, when I'm even trading, I wake up in the morning. Pretty much the first thing I do is look at the DXY, see where the DXY is, and then I go from there because everything is pretty much controlled by the dollar. Oh. Thanks, bro. I actually did that a couple times today. Real one. So yeah, I normally just look at the dollar because this is my entire watch list right here. I don't even really watch the S&P 500. I just look at the dollar and then I correlate that with either EURUSD, GBPUSD, or USD CAD. And things we're in some pretty cool spots, I think, right now, leading up to the new month. I'll go ahead and look at Forex Factory right off the rip. The week is pretty much starting right now for me. I am, I think everybody in here is Canadian, but it's a bank holiday today in Canada because of Canada Day, and then tomorrow is actually a bank holiday for the U.S. I guess for the 4th of July. So it's the price action is not going to be too crazy at the beginning of the week here, but going towards the end of the week, Wednesday, we have OPEC meetings. We have FOMC. What I've been realizing is that there's kind of like a monthly cycle for these news events, like the Fed does in the U.S. Everything's sort of towards the beginning of the month, like the last week and a half of each month. There's usually not as many opportunities, I find, because there's not as much news. And people, opinions are based on news. Markets move based on opinions and emotions. So the less news there is, the less volatility there is, there's less opportunity there is. So like, we're going into a new month. After these holidays are over, we got all the really good news events that we'll be able to get some volatility off of. Currency markets are the same as stock markets for opening and closing times? No. So the stock market opens at 9:30. The Forex market opens at 8. And the Forex market closes at like 5, I'm pretty sure. You can't trade it between 5 and 5:30 our time. I think it's different for stocks depending on each country. So Forex market only closes for half an hour each day, and it closes on the weekends just like stocks do. But it opens an hour and a half earlier. Yeah, so we got a lot of volatility coming into the rest of the week. I think we'll be able to get some good opportunities on here. Especially, yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll be getting some good opportunities. That's how I'm going to be paying the most attention. I might not even trade at all tomorrow. So looking at the dollar, I actually wasn't too sure where the dollar was going to be moving, but I did a little bit of an analysis before I came in to the stream. I was wanting to see us for a really long time come back and test this accumulation right here. You can see that we were accumulating for how long? We were accumulating for, we were accumulating for 56 days, right? So a long time, very big accumulation, and then we came up pretty much all the price action here. There was just an opportunity every day, like in this, like the dollar was just ramping up like this. I remember trading that every day. It seemed you wake up for New York and there's a new buying up. Like you can just long the dollar every day, and that was really nice. It wasn't as good, I don't think, on the way down for me anyways. I don't know, I got to do some back testing and see how many opportunities I missed out on. But you can see after we just ripped like that, price came into the supply zone here. We distributed super clean, and I wanted to see us come, like I said, I wanted to see us come and test this demand zone at least from here. It'd be really nice if we can get like a 50% deep retracement there. But again, my target right now is to see the dollar come into this demand zone. And we just tested supply, right? We have this redistribution right here. It's a nice supply zone, nice and balanced that we just filled on the dollar. So what I honestly anticipate from here, and we also got to change the character, right? So we have a fractal distribution within that supply zone, right? Distribution here, a tested supply on the daily, redistribution that came right after it. We just tested that with another distribution right here, right? We got the boof and the sweep. Right, on the distribution, and we also broke some structure just to make it even nicer. So what I'd like to see is, I'd like to see shorts on the dollar, probably Wednesday, Thursday. So my targets right now is to see the dollar come up into this area. Did I click that? Yeah, I'd like to see the dollar come up into the supply zone. Hopefully we'll wake up one morning in New York and we'll be getting another smaller time frame distribution in here, because I'm not going to be placing any orders off it yet. So yeah, we're anticipating price to come up here and then continue lower, and my targets will most likely be, my final targets will be this low here, which is a good amount of pips. Excuse me. So now that we have the dollar bias pretty much set up, I'm actually going to take some screenshots. Go ahead and take these screenshots real quick from my own journal, and then I'll just put them in the journal after. Just go ahead and move that. So all my chart folders, I don't mind you guys seeing this. I actually gotta make a new one now. So I have just a ton of screenshots from each day, and I'll go into these more as I get deeper into my journaling on the live streams. But I just wanted to give you guys a bit of an idea on how much work it really is to journal all of these trades. So get the screenshot in there. All right. Let's take that one as well. Perfect. Okay, so now that we have the dollar already mapped out, we already know where the dollar is going to go. Well, we don't know where the dollar is going to go. We never know where anything's going to really go. But now that we have our anticipation for where the dollar is going to go, we can go on, euro and whatever, and kind of correlate that. And honestly, usually the euro and the dollar, I don't know, the euro just doesn't seem as clean for me right now. Maybe I'm tripping, but yeah, I was looking after we got this price action here, price just ripped on the euro, and I wasn't able to get any buys. I think there was a really nice buying opportunity here, but I just didn't catch it for some reason. I'll have to go back and back test that. But I was waiting for us for the last few days to test this demand zone here, and we did. Honestly, the Euro USD price action has been really weird. I'm hoping now that it's a newer month and we get this, these news events, we get some more volatility. I'm hoping that the price action kind of cleans up. When I say it's not been at good, I call it like an inefficient market. It's when usually, if you do get a trade during New York, like the actual time that the banks trade, it's not going to last very long. And there's just there's trades that are happening during weird times, and it's just different. It's just off. So I usually don't trade during these times, and that's what we've been seeing recently. So I'm hoping, like I said, we'll get some better price action in this coming month. But anyways, we tested this demand zone that I was waiting for a while. Like I said, we got a nice boof and sweep in here, the accumulation, and it's hard to say whether or not, we did get a consecutive break from this low here, but it's hard to say whether or not we've already tested this accumulation. Honestly, I don't think we have. Just looking at the 50% here, that's where I'd like to see us go, and we'll look at the dollar again to kind of correlate it. So there's the euro, there's the dollar. Yeah, so this will be, we're going to be looking for this high on the dollar to get used as liquidity. Just see it get taken out. Right? Same thing on the euro. The euro is just the same thing as the dollar, upside down. I want to see this low get taken out. And hopefully we get some buys during New York session in this demand zone on euro. And then, like I said, we're, just the equivalent of the dollar, we're going to be taking it up to here. This is our target. Whenever I'm doing these analysis, or when I'm doing any kind of analysis, even when I'm live trading, I always like to try and contradict myself after, in a way. Pretty much just go against my bias, right? So right now I'm looking for dollar shorts. So I also want to look, how can I maybe see this if we do have some dollar longs, if I'm wrong, where could price go? So sometimes I'll try and look for things like that. But I honestly just don't see it right now. Going back onto the higher time frame, on the euro especially, it looks even cleaner than the dollar. It's we got the accumulation, distribution, price tapped in the demand. We got a huge accumulation. It looks like we're reaccumulating right now, right here. It's just really clean. Maybe this becomes a distribution, but I don't think so. We need to at least get another high. We need to at least see this distribution get taken out here. Regardless, that's what I think. So that's the euro. The euro is most correlated to the dollar. So we can look at GU as well. You still see the same thing pretty much. We tapped into demand. We got a nice accumulation here. Let me actually take a Euro USD screenshot real quick. This is our target here. So you predict a price movement and you buy currency, scalp, and sell after price movement. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. Sometimes it's sometimes I'm waking up in the morning not really knowing what I'm going to see, and then I see something and I take it. And when I see something, I'm seeing an accumulation or distribution. I'm seeing the banks get in. So maybe I don't have a plan before and I just take it. But right now, the highest quality trades that we can get is if this plays out. This is a higher time frame trade. This is going to take, a week or so to play out if I do get a really nice entry and it plays out the way I'm thinking it will. So that's not really a scalp. That's more of like a swing trade, it's called, right? Where you're actually holding the trade for a little bit longer. The last time it took a move this big, it was like a whole week. So yeah, I might be holding the trade for a week if it does play out the way I want it to. But I also might, it might not run that long. I might just close a little bit out. It's all circumstantial. Yeah, hopefully that answers the question. So yeah, we got the accumulation again here. It's pretty similar to EURUSD. We just tested demand with an accumulation. We'll have to measure it a bit differently. See the price action here. Oh yeah, there's actually a really, really beautiful trade in here that I didn't take because it was London session, and we're gonna study that after I go over what I'm looking for the month. Delete these. Yeah, things are looking really clean, truthfully. I think it's going to be a good month. Okay, so I'm looking for the same thing on GU. Just want to see price come back and fill the demand from the accumulation, take it to the new high. And then UCAD. And then on UCAD, you can see that I placed a trade. I was looking for this on the Friday, like on last Friday, and I closed it because I didn't want to keep the trade open while I wasn't paying attention. So I didn't get filled. I wouldn't have gotten filled anyways, but it looks like price did make a bit of a distribution here. Whether we'll come higher, I'm not sure, but it does look like we have a good chance of price distributing here on UCAD because UCAD has been super, super bearish. We have tested this demand zone. Honestly, I've been waiting for this demand zone for a long time. We did test the demand zone, and we did get like an accumulation here with a break and everything. So you could really say that it is bullish. We have been consolidating, right? Like we can't deny that in this box here. Whether this will turn into a reaccumulation or a distribution and we move lower, I don't know. We'll kind of just have to wait until there's a smaller time frame distribution one morning during New York. So that's kind of how I'd play that. But there's two scenarios I can see happening, right? Either there's a couple different scenarios. So either price reacts out of the supply zone like I expected, dumps down, or reacts out of the supply zone like I expected, tests this demand, comes higher. So we can still get that sell opportunity, even though price is going to respect demand here. We can still get some good pips off the sell, or we just continue higher here. It's a reaccumulation and price just rips. Those are the three possibilities. I'll be looking to play Euro or GU more than UCAD, but the opportunity might be there as well. So what's my prediction for tomorrow? I don't know exactly what's going to happen tomorrow. It really just depends on what is happening. Like I said, you kind of have to piece everything together that I'm saying here. So I don't know if I have an idea of where. Let me put it like this. So I'm waiting for price to come into these boxes. I'm waiting for price to come into this demand zone. Whether it happens tomorrow or not, I'll probably just wait. But tomorrow, I'm pretty much just trying to predict when this is going to happen, as well as if it's going to happen, right? And I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow because tomorrow's a U.S. bank holiday. So it's going to happen on one of these days. And if I'm wrong and the price ends up going into the other direction, I will see it before it happens, and I will do my best to get into the trade anyways. So that's kind of you got to be very flexible with your expectations, right? Like there's been tons of mornings where I'm trying to long Euro USD, I get stopped out on the long, and then I immediately go for a short, and then I make money off the short side. So you have to be very flexible with your expectations. So I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen Wednesday, but if there's some good price action that I'm familiar with that I can take some profits out of, I'm going to get in, and that's kind of how I go about it. I don't know if that answers the question. I know I kind of went into a deep dive on the question, what's going to happen tomorrow, but yeah. So hold on here. Just make sure this is the one I'm doing. So yeah, we're going to study that GU trade that we could have got yesterday, the other day during London session. Yeah, down here in this accumulation. Very clean. I think I took enough screenshots on UCAD. I didn't take UCAD screenshots. Okay. Just put this here on the screenshot real quick for my journaling purposes. And now we're going to look for that GU trade that I was going to, what you're going to study here. Actually, we can just use this safe here. Alright, so yeah, like I said, I'm going to go back onto replay mode here. I was waiting a little while for price to accumulate. I wasn't looking for price to accumulate in this area on GU, but I was looking, excuse me, I was looking for price to come back on here on EU. So as soon as EU, the GU equivalence was kind of set up, so they're accumulating at the same time. So I was comfortable with going for a GU trade, even though I wasn't expecting this demand zone to be the area we tested of. So now that you guys know why I'm looking for it, let's just straight up back test it and see where we could have got the entry. So you would have had an idea already. Hopefully that price is accumulating on the higher time frame, and that we're just gonna be basically looking for a smaller time frame accumulation. Sometimes these really nice trades happen during London session, and I'm not awake for it. This particular trade did, but I'm still gonna back test it just to show you guys. But actually, I'm not gonna back test it too much because I don't want to kind of screw up my rhythm with trading New York. I don't want to be too familiar with this London session back testing, honestly. So that's the accumulation. Oh, I already missed it. This is where we would have had the boof and the sweep right here. Around 5 o'clock. Go for that 50% right there. And you can already see we weren't really in a super clean demand zone. This demand zone is pretty clean because this was an accumulation during New York. We tested that, made a new high. And I guess you could say that we came back and retraced into this. The 50% of this move here. So here we go. Got the boof and the sweep. Just mark that up. I know when you're I don't really have to mark these up too much anymore, but I know when you're new at trading the Wyckoff methodologies or any trading system, really, it's good to have these labels just to have it kind of ingrained in your head, I guess. So I'll still put them there. So it's 6.4 pip stop loss before spread, which is really good for GU. And how I would go about playing this is I would probably take 2/3 profit or 1/3 profit at this high here, depending on how confident I am on the trade running for a little bit. So that's the first take profit at the 1 to 4, right? And then, like I said, we're looking for that really nice swing trade. That'd be a 1 to 33, and it's obviously not there yet. We'd be waiting for this to play out, but let's see if we got the entry. Of course we did, because we're looking at it in hindsight. And yeah, even though it's a holiday, price, well, it's not it wasn't a holiday when the trade actually took place, so we've just been chopping around the last 24 hours during the holiday. Trying to see what else I can do. For anybody watching, I'm actually going to be dropping, you guys know I have my group that I've been working on. I'm actually changing it up a little bit, so anybody who does join the group, it's going to be personal one-on-one coaching. So anybody who joins, I'll be doing one call, like 1 hour long call on Zoom every week with that specific student. So if that's something you guys are interested in, make sure to check that out. I'm also going to be making a Telegram these next couple of days, where I'm just going to be dropping a bunch of really good free trading resources. It would take you a lot longer than if you were obviously getting one-on-one mentorship, but I'm going to be putting enough resources in that Telegram to where you guys can learn Wyckoff methodologies and make a little bit more sense of what I'm talking about if you don't already understand Wyckoff methodologies. So I thought I would throw that out there. I'm looking at my journal and seeing if I can go over anything. For every trade I take, like I showed you guys, I have just a ton of screenshots to go over. This is my last winning trade. Honestly, it was a really crappy end of the month, like the past week, but we still got a couple nice trades. They just weren't as good as normal. Like this trade, for example, I didn't even know what I was really looking for. Well, I expected the dollar to continue lower into this demand zone, so I was looking for EURUSD continuation buys. So the dollar just was going to continue lower as the demand zone is to take profit, and then you can see on EURUSD we got an accumulation just before New York Open that we can use to long EURUSD, to short the dollar in anticipation for price to continue lower into this demand zone. And you can see I placed a Jolly Rancher here. I placed a Jolly Rancher based off that accumulation. I didn't really take a good screenshot of that. We can actually go back and look at it, but I'll just keep going through the screenshots here. I just want to show you guys this as well, because you can see how important it is to have all these pictures, to have all these things. The amount of data that I have in the past couple of years is, to a lot of people, just crazy. How many pictures I have of the charts and stuff, but it's good. You want to be I do this by myself all the time. So you buy currency, how quickly can you sell? Well, you're not actually buying the currencies, you're buying contracts based on the movement of the currency. So it's within milliseconds. It's literally in like a second, instantaneously. So like you can see this trade I got in here. We'll actually go on the chart and look at this one. This was on Tuesday, June 27th. So that GU trade I didn't take, the one we just studied, but this one that we're going to look at on EU I did take. Here, let's actually go on a new save here. Okay, where is it again? Okay. So where was it? Let me go on the smaller time frames. Yeah, here it was. It was actually a really crazy looking trade, looking back on it. So I think my target was, where was it? Let's go back to this picture. Yeah, so we got this accumulation here. not super clean looking, but it's the anatomy's there, right? Like we got the boof, or sorry, we got the sweep, got another sweep, couple boofs. Boof is a break of order flow for people that don't know. So you can see prices moving lower. Price moving lower, moving lower, moving lower, and that's the first sign that we see going to the upside. That's that break of order flow. That's price signaling to us that it's about to reverse and go higher. Okay. And for my target, you know, when price is inefficient like this, like I said, you know, the last couple weeks on the charts, it was really inefficient for me, for my strategy. I don't think there was banks taking as many, you know, big trades, getting into big positions, and that's why it was the way it was. Bottom line, there wasn't as many opportunities. So, you know, a lot of the times when price is like that, you have to get out early, right? You can't be holding on to trades as long. So this was my target, right? The close, you know, honestly, you can anticipate price to at least test like, whoops. You can anticipate price to test like 50% here, but I was just being super, super conservative and just going based off the low because, you know, price is just so high. We're due for a retracement. We could come up here. We could just come a little bit higher, come lower, that would take all of our orders out here, and then just continue higher again. Like we're on a continuation move. We're not in any demand zone on a higher time frame, so we got to get in and get out quickly, right? I think I just measured the whole 50% of this thing. Actually, I probably did something like this. I don't exactly remember. Let me go back, actually. Let's go back. Can't even really see it. Yeah, so it was right in the middle, just like I just did pretty much. Right in the middle of this here. And then our stop was at 433. Yep. Just had to make sure I did it the same over again because that's how I would play it, but I wanted to make sure. So the reason I'm going based off of this is because I'm not sure if this move tested this or not. You could just pretty much go based off of the entire. Actually, no, I didn't want to go off the entire 50% because I wouldn't have gotten filled. So this is the move we're looking at, right? The 50% of here. That's where we would normally measure. This low, this high, but that move has already been tested by this here, right? Come on, man, give me the marker. It's already been tested by this move here, so at that point we want to measure this move, and that's how we got this entry here. What time you start looking to enter trades in the morning? So I get on the chart right at 8 o'clock every day. I make sure it's like super strict. I don't get on a couple minutes before. I don't get on a couple minutes after, because that's when you start to see the banks make these moves. Like it's uncanny how it happens every morning. As soon as 8 o'clock starts, the bank's agenda starts. They start lining up liquidity, if liquidity isn't already lined up, and they start accumulating or distributing right at 8 o'clock. On the nice trades, on the nicest trades, like the ones you're going to be able to hold for a long time, the ones that's going to give you good profit, they're going to be right at 8 o'clock. If there's news at like 8:30 or 10 o'clock, if there's news at 8:30, I'll just wait until after 8:30 hits to take the limit usually. But in this case, I didn't. There was news at 8:30, and I was just willing to take the loss if price traded through my stop loss there. But yeah, immediate New York price action, right at 8 o'clock. That's when you want to be getting the good trades. So there's the entry. Move our TP up here. It was just under a 1 to 6. 1, 2, 3. Add some pips for spread. So 1 to 5. And you can see as soon as the news hit, right at 8:30, we got filled by that wick. And then price played out. So the reason I showed this trade is because Peter was asking me how long does it take for the, or not how long does it take. Oh, he actually just asked that. What the heck? I was predicting your question. I know you asked. What did you ask? You asked how quickly can you sell? Yeah, so you can sell instantly. So what time I got on? Excuse me. So yeah, I got on the charts at 8:30. I got activated into I got on the charts at 8 o'clock. I got activated into the charts at 8:30, and within 8 minutes of being in the trade, I hit a 1 to 5. So, risk about $10 on that, you're gonna make $50. Risk $100, make $500. You get the idea. In about 8 minutes. So this happens really quickly. It's not always like this. Sometimes you have to put a lot of work in. Sometimes you have to take a couple losses before you take that win on the day. But this day was just a good day. It was the only trade that I took, and as soon as price hit that 1 to 5, I was done. And I just called it a day, right? So right at 8:30, we were done for the day. I can go about my business doing whatever. I only closed 2/3 of the trade because I think I closed 2/3 of it. Let me double check. Yeah, we closed 2/3 of the trade because I thought I had an opportunity to close a bit higher, but I didn't. But it was still a good profitable trade. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good example to show. Other times, like I'll show an older trade that maybe lasted a bit longer, one of my longer trades of the month. Yeah, so this is from June 2nd. This trade I held a little bit longer. I think I held it over the weekend or something, so like a few days. This was a nice trade though. See the clean accumulation in the demand zone on DXY. Went for a euro short. Pretty reckless entry. Got stopped out. Got stopped out 2 times in a row on this day actually, on the same pair. And then I had the last trade of the day. I only take 3 trades in a day, right? So I already took 2 losses, and then this was my last trade of the day. And then we got a really, really clean test on that. That was probably one of my cleanest trades. That probably was my cleanest trade of the month. And then I didn't take any more screenshots because it was the weekend. And how long did that take to play out? I don't even remember. I need to journal these better. I actually have a whole video on my course going over that trade and how long I held it, how I got the entry, tons of like in-depth on that trade. It was around here, pretty sure. Was it? No, it was down here. Yeah, right here. Very nice. And then we took profits. That trade was like a 1 to 20 or 1 to 17 or something like that. So a lot more profits than the 1 to 5 I just showed you guys. But I did hold it for like 3 days or something like that before we got, or like 3 or 4 days before we got the take profit. That's pretty much all I have to show for the call. I really appreciate you guys for coming on here. If you guys have any questions, I'll make sure to answer them before I get off. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys coming on. And like I said, I'm going to be making that Telegram group with a bunch of free resources. I'm going to have videos on my YouTube. I have a bunch of Instagram shorts that I think go pretty in-depth into trading. And like I said, I have my one-on-one mentorship and Discord, which also comes with the course explaining everything in depth about Wyckoff methodology. I'm just trying to find more people to trade with, honestly, and show these methodologies because I spent so long learning from Mike, my mentor. So I just want to have some other people to learn with. So I don't mind giving out all these free resources in Telegram and stuff like that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This video is going to be posted on YouTube. I'm going to be going live every Sunday at 8 o'clock. So make sure you guys tune in. I really appreciate it. Take care.